Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome live to the front entrance of 3 Cubed Studios. And this is the yard, actually, where the cats run amok all over the place like lunatics. We might see a few zipping back and forth. Hope everybody had a great day. Today is Friday evening, just here about sunset. Shabbat Shalom to some of you out there. Have some quick updates and wanted to share real fast before we started on the weekend. First, shout out to everyone in the last 2 weeks of me being here at home for jumping on the meal train and coming and visiting with love and food and gifts and all kinds of amazing, beautiful energy. We've had snacks and foods and people helping clean the house and chiropractic adjustments. And a big shout out to actually one of our personal clients, Answer Financial, who had today dropped off 5 days worth of lunches and dinners pre-packaged and ready to go, which is going to be awesome for us heading through this last weekend and before me stepping back into my treatments next week. So thank you to everybody out there. I'll be in the I'll tell you in a second the schedule, but if you want to sign up to come and visit, bring a bike, hang out with us, the calendar will be up for the next round when I'm back home, and we'd love to see everybody come by. It's nice to have visitors here, and there's kitties to play with and fun things to do and all that good stuff. So without further ado, there was just a couple things I wanted to cover tonight and then send you off to the rest of your evening and your weekend. It has been just about 2 weeks since I've been home from my first full week of chemo, and everything has been going way better than expected. I feel very good, eating very good for the most part, defying the odds in many senses, and just showing how it can be done a better way. And that's how I feel like I'm doing, and I hope people are seeing that as well. Yesterday I went and saw my oncologist, amazing woman, Dr. Drakaki. We saw her for a checkup and did a bunch of blood work. So all my vitals were perfect, heart rate perfect, 100% blood, oxygen levels strong, pulse, everything was great. Weight actually went up. I'm up 2 pounds from when I started the first time around. So I've been able to maintain that. Overall, they looked at me over and they said that I looked like I was doing extremely well with everything, and so everything was good on their end. Then we did some blood work, since I have this fun port now, which actually I can even take this off and show you guys a little more of this gnarly thing. It's like I got like a third nipple. What's cool about this port is you can just go right through that thing and draw the blood from there, and it's just a little tiny pinch. It's not as bad as a vein, and so it's just available for all that. And of course that port was real tight earlier in the week, and that has loosened up, and sort of my body accepted it, and I'm able to move around a little bit more and live and move and breathe more normally, as well as I'm building my strength up here at the end. So the doc said that I'm now allowed, this is the big news, right? I am allowed to work out again. Of course, I'm not going to go for the PB on the bench press, but I can start doing small things, some more walking. I'm going to be doing, actually today, I used some exercise bands in my first workout back. I did some curls today, worked on a little biceps, a little bit of triceps, was able to do some light movements. It feels good. She's given me the blessing to go ahead and do as much as I feel like I'm capable to do, which is awesome, because the stronger I can keep my body through exercise and diet and everything that I keep doing, the better I'm going to be to take each next round. That's been greenlit, and I'm excited about that, because I'm now going to work that back in my routine and keep getting stronger as we move towards next week. And so what's scheduled for next week is actually the insurance got approved, and I'm going in on Tuesday. I'm not sure what time yet, but I'll have a bed ready for me sometime Tuesday afternoon. I'll go get set up, get plugged back into the port, and we'll run a beautiful 5 nights of happy treatments with the awesome staff at UCLA Santa Monica. We'll be there from Tuesday till Sunday, and then back home after that for another 2 weeks to rest and get stronger again. And then we do all the tests to see what's going to happen. At that point, we're going to do all the big tests to see where we are at the halfway point. They expect 4 rounds total, but I'm still, trying to defy all the odds, and I challenge her to say, hey, maybe 2 is something we can do, even though it hasn't been done yet. I'm a believer of the impossible. So we're just going to roll with it and see how it goes. But she did do the blood work, and they did test some of the tumor markers just to see where things were at, and we're waiting still for everything. I actually wanted to give you guys the full blood report, but it's not in yet. The lab is kind of slow with the rest of the tests. One of the 2 tumor marker tests, though, did come in last night, and my doctor was so cool. She actually called me after hours, I think, from her home, to let me know that the tumor markers actually were undetectable on that one particular test. And she was very excited to hear that, and said that the numbers that I had on that particular test are usually something they don't see until after the second round. So it looks like everything is working to protocol. So far as we see, the chemo is doing its job, the cannabis is doing its job, the prayer, the energy, the self-work and soul work, the sharing and caring with all of you, and the sharing and receiving of your love and bright, amazing energy all together is helping this body heal itself back together and stay strong through every step of the journey, so that anything that comes in my way, I can be ready. We'll take it on. Boom, boom, and boom. So stick with it, and that's where we're at right now. Everything else is good, and we'll have lots more things to talk about before I go in, and then of course when I get there, we'll have some really cool, deep topics to talk about from round 2. Actually, in the hospital, things are changing every day. What I wanted to do is, now that I've shared some good news, I wanted to share some more reality stuff while I have your attention, of just what this looks like. What is it like to go through being on a week of chemo? By the way, that's one of our cats jumping onto the hammock and attacking plants. Anyways, what's it like to actually go through a week of chemo and then being at home? I mean, I know I make it look like it's sort of easy, and I'm staying upbeat, and I'm staying mobile, and I'm staying healthy and fit, but what are the things that you experience, and what's normal and what's to be expected, and what's just the reality of it, dealing like with what I had to go through with the veins the first night, going through getting used to keeping this thing in my chest and having that pressure, and just being able to move and groove, knowing that there's an object in my body at all times, adapting and adjusting to that, being way lower on energy and way more winded than I normally would get. Normally I'm a spaz and I'd run from room to room, and now I'm going too fast, and I realize I gotta slow down a little bit because I need to rest. Bailey, I'm doing a video, for the love of God. So other things that you might experience that you might not know if you're going through something like this. There's something called mouth sores that actually you get from being on chemotherapy. They can get pretty bad. I've been avoiding most of the really bad ones, but I've had a couple. You got to make sure you're drinking basically a mouthwash mixture of baking soda, salt, and water, and swirling that in your mouth 6 to 8 to 12 times a day, just to keep your mouth healing or heal or prevent. So I've been doing that like obsessively and religiously. And you just got to keep your eyes on certain things, and as your body is changing a little bit, muscles are atrophying a little bit, just adapting to a body I'm not used to walking around in, and saying, okay, I got to make this the best body I can make it. Now, of course, one of the other big things that happens when excuse me for a second. They say in the business, never work with kids or pets. As you can see, I'm being upstaged and she's not even on camera. But okay, so one of the biggest things though, at least to the outside world, that gets noticed when you are going through chemotherapy, the most visual, physical thing that you see on other people that makes someone look like a cancer patient is usually their hair and their head. And what happens with that? So I gotta say, I'm still rocking this thing here, right? But 2 nights ago, I just ran my hand through my beard a little bit here, or whatever you want to call this, what's left of this facial hair, and all these chunks of my red stubbly sideburns falling off into my hands, right? And then when I went to bed that night, I felt tingling all the way up my neck on the sides, and my hair and my head started to feel weird, just tingly and weird, and I can't really explain it, but I could definitely feel like something was sort of traveling through my head, and I could tell, okay, here it is, it's gonna happen. So that's the reality that my hair is going to come out. That's what the reality that I'm facing is. And I'm a hair guy, and I've always been a hair guy. When I was younger, I grew my hair long. In high school, I had it styled and long and down the back, and I've always had interesting and exotic hairstyles. And many years ago, making myself even look like anime and his hair all over the place. That's kind of one of the ways I define myself, and also on a deeper level, on a more self-loving or self-worth level. When my hair was cool, it made me feel cool. When it wasn't, it didn't. I mean, a superficial thing, but hair was definitely always important, and I felt like it was one of those things that people are always looking at. It's a self-judgment, because it doesn't really matter what your hair is doing. You're still you. If it's a little out of place, it's still okay. But sometimes you feel like it has to be so perfect all the time that you live in this self-conscious world that you feel like you're being judged. And every time someone looks at you, it's like, is the hair cool? Do I look right? Do I look okay? Or am I going to be judged for the way I look right now? Or they don't think I look cool right now? Or again, self-judgment being put onto another person and then receiving back the information that we sent out to them and assuming it's coming from them. Right? Makes total sense, I guess. So now I'm faced with okay, well, what happens now? I'm going to lose my hair. And so now I have to say to myself, okay, well, I have to make peace with that. I have to say, okay, if that's going to happen, then I have to say, okay, all this worrying about whether my hair looked good, whether if my hairline was receding or whatever was happening, now it's like, well, now it's to be none, so now what? Wasting energy on worrying about something so unimportant in the grand scheme of things, and then now you're going to have none, and now what, dude, right? So that's something I had to embrace and say, hey, you know what? If it's going to come out, it's going to come out. That's just the way of the game. It's the rite of passage, so to speak. It's what I go through to seal the deal, to nail it home and say, this is the journey, this is the full circle, this is going to be the rebirth of me as something new. So I actually have welcomed it and I've embraced it, and I think it's time to let it all go and say, hey, you know what? This is my journey, and we are in it all the way, and we're gonna feel the part, we're gonna look the part, and we're gonna show people how to do the part a different way and a better way. So, guys, it's coming out in droves, and I'm sharing this with you because if you were ever to not be expecting this happening, and you are going to run your hands through your hair one random day, and suddenly all this starts happening, probably would freak out. I would freak out. And here I am saying, look at this. Wow. I know. My locks. Guys, look at this. Whoa. Just like nothing. I asked about saving the hair, by the way, to make to donate for wigs, and they said that my hair wasn't long enough and it wasn't going to be accepted. So otherwise, I would be saving all this. But we asked them yesterday. So that's pretty much it. This is what I'm accepting. This can go back to the earth, to the ether from whence it came. And one day we will have more of this, lots more. One day we'll have this growing like this all over the place. But for now, I mean, well, it still looks kind of cool, I think. I can still kind of rock this for a little bit. Fact is, we have 5 cats, and I'm shedding worse than all 5 put together. That's what's sad. Anyways, so there you see it, man. That's just reality. That's what it is, and I've accepted it. I embrace it. I'm owning it. The next time you see me, there might be none of it. You might actually get to see me removing the rest of it. Anyway, ta-da, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging. Thank you for always being by my side and for taking whatever lessons I'm learning, hopefully, and applying to your life. Because if I'm going to go through this, I'm going to go through this for all of us, and we can all hopefully learn something and share it. If you want to share this with any of your friends who may not be on Facebook, youtube.com/Justin J. Sandler is my channel, and all the videos are available up there for your viewing pleasure. And again, if you want to hang out, hit the meal train, the link that's in the description. I wish you all a beautiful weekend, a wonderful night. I will update you again soon, as things change, because as you can see, things are changing. You guys be well, take care, I love you, I'll see you later.